Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna show you how to remove and replace the brake pads on the rear of a BMW 318 E46 1999. So to start with, we're gonna remove the wheel. So jack the car up, get it on an axle stand, and remove the wheel. Okay, once the wheel is off, you can check the condition of the pads, and in this case these are quite low and in need of replacing. So to start with, we're going to be removing those little caps. There's one at the top and there's another one down at the bottom. As pointed there. With the caps off, we need to use an Allen key to get into the hole, and we need to take the screw in there off. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, once the top one is out, we'll do the bottom one, same procedure. Once the bolts are off, we're going to remove this spring which is holding the caliper, and to do that, what we need to do is press this backwards and then pull it. It is a little bit hard. It's been there for a while and it's slightly corroded, but it will come off. There we are. And the next step will be to take the caliper off, and that way we'll get to the pads. Before removing the caliper, we're gonna open the bonnet and just open the brake fluid reservoir and just leave it open. We can now go back to the pads and go ahead and remove the caliper. To remove the caliper, you just need to lever it off, and it will slide off. Generally, it's a little bit tight at the moment, but it will come off. Once you got the caliper out, remove the outer pad, and you can leave that other pad in a lever to push the piston back. And so I'm gonna put the caliper back in. So I'm just gonna use a screwdriver, and I'm gonna put it in that hole, and I'm gonna put it against the pad and the caliper itself and pull, and that way the piston will go back in. Okay, once we got the piston back in, we're gonna remove the sensor. Before we can remove that pad, we're gonna remove the sensor. Okay, to remove the sensor, you just need to push with a small screwdriver, push the sensor outwards towards the back of the caliper. It will come off, and then you can just pull it out. once you got it out, just put it to one side, and then you can go ahead and remove the pad, the remaining pad. Well, once you've taken the remaining pad, you can go ahead and clean your caliper with a wire brush. Just give it a little bit of a scrub on the sides and around, and also you're gonna clean these little bits where the pads sit. For cleaning you can use the wire brush, and you can also use some brake and clutch cleaner, which I got here, just to get rid of all the dust that is collected from the pads. Okay, once you got the caliper clean and all the surroundings, we're gonna apply some copper grease to the caliper piston. Yep. And to the and we're going to apply some to the other side where the other pad sits on. We're also going to apply some onto the pads itself. Also, while we apply the copper to the pads, be aware that the caliper it's got the brake line connected to it, so be careful because it's quite fragile and it's a rubber hose, although it's strong, but just be aware of that. Now we're gonna put one of the pads in. And it just pushes in. Okay, once you got your pads in, and also be careful not to touch the inner of the pad where the friction is, where the bit that touches the disc, so you don't contaminate it with grease or anything. So once you get them in, just put the caliper back by basically pushing it in. And there we are. As you can see, we got our new pads in there, nicely coated with grease on the outer part of the pad itself. And we're going to reconnect our sensor. You can buy new sensors and replace them if you want to, but in this case we're not going to be replacing the sensor. But if you need to do so, just follow the wire. It goes to another plug, and unplug it there and just put your new wire in, and the wire just basically pushes back into the little groove that is got, a special groove that is got for it. As you can see on the old pad, it's got a groove and it sits in there. Just push it back in. Yeah, once you've plugged your wire, we will be refitting the bolts, and one will go there and the other one goes at the bottom. Tighten them up and put the caps on, and don't forget to put the spring which holds the caliper here. and then don't forget to put the little caps back on. Don't forget to put the spring back on, and this is more or less the way you can put it back in. Just put it in like sideways and then push it back in. And make sure it locks into place. These bits should lock in, and the spring part goes on this area of the caliper. And that's all it's needed to change the brake pads on the rear of this particular vehicle. I'm gonna go and ahead and do the other side now. Always do both sides when you're changing brakes, and it's a matter of refitting the wheel back on and checking the fluid reservoir to make sure you got enough brake fluid. Well, thanks for watching.